Hello and welcome to episode 230 of the Veeam Community Recap. We're switching it up yet again. Maddie is still on some well-deserved time off. I think I saw her hiking on a mountain or something like that.
Did you?
Yeah, on
Oh,
Instagram. I gave it a like, That
okay.
looks fun. She had a water bottle and a Vanguard backpack. It was good.
Nice. Always repping Veeam wherever she
Right
goes.
on. Well, half of my gear, well, not today, but my shirts, my backpacks, my accessories, so much of it is Veeam.
Rick
Sophia,
has a little closet in the back,
I
around behind him somewhere.
Yes, we do. We do. But Sophia, you're back on the recap.
Back on the recap. I don't even know when the last time I've been on a recap was. It's been a while. So thank you for inviting me.
Invited. I'm like, hey, what are you doing at 3 o'clock
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, we were by the coffee machine. I was like, are you doing recap today? He's like, let's do it.
Let's
So
do
we're
it.
going on vibes.
Big news this week, friends. And
Yeah.
we're gonna hijack a little bit of the recap. And community has been working on this since like February or even really into last year's summit. So I've got kind of a takeover for today's episode. So let's jump into the content. I'm going to start with the big news that we had this week. The Veeam Software Appliance is in early release. Early release. That is a massive milestone. So our software on Linux now, Safiya, the appetite interest for this has been so high. I
Right.
mean, you've seen so many V13 contents over the years at the community hub. I think the audience is really excited for this.
Definitely. You can just even see it like with the social posts on the community hub. It's well received news coming this week.
Yeah, and just never forget about the different ways to work the tags here on our site. Right, you can just
Yeah.
quickly read into some of the other related topics, and I want to draw everyone's attention to the Upgrade Center. Okay, I've done this for previous releases. This one is very different because there actually is no upgrade just yet. This is a new behavior for us, early release. And I think it was you, Sophia, who put it sticky at the top. Is that right?
I did. I wanted it to be visible for all. As you can see,
Yeah.
this it was not posted 4 months ago, but this was drafted 4 months ago. So with the platform we use, it would be buried like 10 years back
Yeah.
at this point. So I made sure to pin it at the top so the community got to see it all front and center, got the spotlight. And I
Yeah.
already see some traction there, 466 views, Rick. And this went
Mhm.
public yesterday, not four
Yeah.
months ago, like
Right.
I mentioned. So
I
yeah.
had it. Yeah, it was in our staging part of
Hmm.
the website where we can
Right.
kind of like hold stuff a little bit. But
It's our private little staging zone.
yeah, so I had this URL ready, the short URL, had the image, all of that's been ready for months. It's just a matter of getting the content right. But let me just walk everyone through how to use this resource because this one's different. Now, one of the things I'm doing different this year, this time, is overall, I'm going to have when was it last updated? We're recording on the 4th today, so I updated it earlier today. And then you'll see different sections. If I do an update, I'm going to indicate that in that section. So I think that's really helpful. So if you come back, the blue box, have we had an update? Okay, where? Skim down, let's find it.
Yeah,
That
that's
will be
great.
a new feature
I
enhancement.
remember with your V12 upgrade center, it was like chaos with everybody asking for
Yeah,
things and all of the comments. I think there might
right.
be like over 100 comments under that one. So the fact that you're sectioning it off, I think it'll definitely help people in the long
Indeed.
run as this progresses.
Indeed. I do want to you make sure everyone knows the difference between a migration and an upgrade, right? Because there's really going to be going forward, it's not there yet, but going forward, there's two different types, modes of operation for Veeam backup and replication. One is in the Veeam Software Appliance, the other is what we've had for Veeam backup and replication for a while, all thus far. A couple of different characteristics that are, highlighting some of the differences. Now, this is probably the most important part of the Upgrade Center that I want to draw everyone's attention to. Deprecated capabilities and discontinued features. This is what you need to do now in front of the upgrade. Now, we got this out a couple months ago. I had a post where I kind of try to get in front of that. If you're like really excited, have been putting it off, this is a good one to kind of start now. Um, Small things that make a big difference. The rest of the portfolio, we're going to talk about this, and I have some videos coming. Kirsten is actually already
Ooh.
done with an example of one for her. So super excited for this. Yeah, one comment already. It was buried down, but I think as people start using it, we'll definitely see some traction here. But
You already see it with the views.
yeah, the views for sure. And then secondly, I have this, the notion of early release edition. That'll change as we go as well. I cheated as well. So you have me up here, but I actually put also down here. I put in another whole separate
We need it
section.
everywhere.
Yes, cannot miss it. So just thank you, Rick. Oh, that's weird to thank myself
You're
for,
welcome.
for writing that. But this is important. I really want everyone to have a good customer experience here. So no upgrades yet, but what is super important, and I want to draw your attention to the early release FAQ right here, what this is intended for. It's intended for net new deployments. I think also advanced lab use cases. And maybe if you're doing routine deployments and you have yet another one, like if you're switching from something else, that's a candidate where this is a new deployment. That's what this is for at this time. So, I'm good with comments there. I did not turn off comments so we can have comments. It gets a little chatty, but my goal is to have all the information you need, all the good links, especially this one right here. A lot of good links right on that block right there. So good stuff. So speaking of V13, as you know, Veeam Data Platform is Veeam Backup and Replication, Veeam One, and Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. Most present, by the way, I saw he's had over like 9,000 comments. This guy is a madman. But
Chris is always on.
Yeah, he's impressive. But anyways, Chris jumped on the Veeam 1 version 13, and he's gone through an installation as well, shared some notes, because not just at the Veeam Software Appliance bring the base Veeam Backup and Replication version 13 and early release, Veeam 1.13 also went generally available. So this is a good post by Chris. He's always really good about being one of the first adopters. So thank you so much, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Let's see here. Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Yeah, he had this ready before I did. I'm like, oh man. I mean, yesterday was busy, but he was on it. So, all right. Next up on our featured content is this one actually comes from Nicola on our team, and Nicola this is kind of taking our spot of the Vanguard spotlight, because Maddie's still out. She does such a good job of curating it.
Oh yeah, we should have. Yeah,
I did this
select
instead.
one as the okay. So they're all spotlighted this time, all the Vanguards.
Exactly.
Okay.
So my thought was, because Maddie does a really good job of being intentional and selecting the three specials, the featured content, and etc. So I was like, well timed, Nicola. I'll just do this, and I hope, Nikki, you can keep doing this public ongoing, because this is a really good way to just highlight all of the different Vanguards area. And like, for example, this one is from Wolf and Brazilian Portuguese, talking about Nutanix for AHV. Love it. Oh, I've never seen a Veeam blue logo like that. I love it. That's actually yeah.
I made a purple one on Canva before. Definitely, the branding team probably wouldn't approve, but I've made it pink and purple before.
Community. That's right. Well, it's funny.
Fun.
It's funny you say that, because when I said that the Upgrade Center URL existed for months, it's in the purple staging area. This is our secret. So. Yeah, secret. I got a little purple going on too. So, anyways. Thank you, Nikki. This is a great shout out to all the different Vanguards. And the one highlight is these are on their properties, right? So this is their website. So this is good stuff beyond the community. Speaking of the community, we have a winner.
We do. And it is a Vanguard. So, but this blog was posted on the Community Hub. So last week I posted the 6 nominations for August blog of the month. I took over while Maddie was on vacation, and Peter's was one of them, a virtual lab share backup with small subnets. And actually, it only won by one vote. Like I mentioned, it was very close. There was one, I won't mention what the other blog was, but there were two blogs, including his, that were like basically head to head the whole week. And I was like, okay, who's going to win? Ended up being Peter. So congratulations. This is his first time winning blog of the month. And it seems to be a topic that's gaining a lot of interest. A lot of people found it fascinating. I even saw Shane commenting that he hopes to hear about this topic at Summit. So a little teaser there. Maybe that'll happen. But congratulations to Peter.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, I think I'm not 100% sure. This might be the first time he's won.
Yes.
So I think there was a badge involved, and that's on you. You're the.
I think he does have the badge. If I'm not mistaken, he has it now.
Well, no, I mean,
I
like,
gave it to him right when I made the
you
post.
do
Yes.
you do the.
Yes, I did give him that badge, Blogger of the Month.
Yeah,
so you can win that too.
Exactly.
Post your blog for September, and you might be nominated by the end of the month. Let's see.
I also want to give Peter an additional special shout out. One of the things we're activating a little bit more. I don't know. It's not a public part of our community hub, but Peter is very active in the idea zone. I want to give you a big thanks, Peter. There's some really good stuff. We're catching up. Landra and I are working on it. But Peter, congratulations for winning the August 2025 Blog of the Month.
Congrats, Peter.
All right, let's see. What did I forget? Oh, that's still Peter's page. The last thing I want to, I was like, oh my gosh, I got another tab.
Let's look at Peter.
Yeah, one more to Peter. Let's wrap up with some special department news before we go to Who's New.
Yeah.
And
we're having a lot of events. Yes. Yeah. So exciting time in the community. User groups are increasing every single day. There's somebody reaching out to have a user group event, and these two are happening next week. So there's still time to register. For Argentina and Ecuador, these are the first user groups in person in these areas, which is really exciting. We started these user groups with these leaders at the beginning of the year. So the fact that they're having their first events is really exciting. And I'm checking like the registration numbers every day. Ecuador, we've already reached peak twice, and I've had to like ask the web team, can you please increase the registration number?
That's crazy, because I'm like, well, how is Ecuador going to work? It looks like it's working.
No, it's working, and Maddie is going to be attending both in person, so I'm really looking forward to her thoughts, actually being able to meet these leaders for the first time and attending these events that are happening. But both of them with great agendas happening in the evening, LATAM style, of course, always after work, but still seems to be a lot of interest there. I think we have right now 38 last time I checked for Argentina, and for Ecuador we're at 50. So make sure you register ASAP, because those registrations will close and reach peak. I have no doubt.
That is crazy. 50
I know.
For Ecuador?
Yeah, we were like, oh, keep increasing. I was like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, keep increasing it. I'm like, okay. I probably gave the web team a headache with the amount of times I've asked them to increase it, but that's a good headache for us. You know, it's worth it because the interest is there. It means that we need to do these things more often. We need to target these areas. So a big thank you to our Argentina leader, Pablo, and in Ecuador, Alejandro and Roberto, for all of the efforts that they're putting into these events. I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures and hearing about it.
And the Argentina event, this is like 2 weeks after the Veeam tour there. So it's like...
Yeah, and it'll be at the Veeam office, actually. So we can also have the Veeam team located in Buenos Aires attending that in person.
LATAM is representing. In fact, you and I are going to be in LATAM next week.
We are, Mexico and Guatemala. If anybody's watching this in time and they're like, I'm going to be there too, make sure you stop by the community booth.
You never know. There's still
you never know.
Well, it's funny. Guatemala will be a new country for me. It's pretty rare that I get a new country nowadays, but I'm excited for that. But the LATAM community is really strong, and I'll just say
very much so.
The Mexico and Guatemala, we got a little surprise, community surprise. That's all I'm going to say. We'll maybe share it afterward. So
yeah, definitely share some pictures of what we end up getting into there. I'm excited.
Indeed. All right, last up is Who's New from Safiya. But guess what? Safiya's on the show, so she can talk about it.
Yeah. So I did this literally like 20 minutes ago, making this Who's New. Hence why there's no multiple pages, because listing 400 names, it would take some time. but we had 436 that joined us. This is not since last week. I don't know if the last Who's New I checked was the week of August 13th. So it's been a couple of weeks now, but still 436 people means over 100 each week, which is great. So great numbers coming in. And I picked 4 of the coolest usernames. I hope I make some people entertained with this. This is really hard. It's a lot of pressure for me to pick ones that are good. I'm like, okay, I like this, but I don't know if other people will like this. But these 4 I feel like are universally, funny, I hope. Mr. Big Dog, Drumbeat Dad, the Cool David Comfort King. What do you think, Rick?
I think you do fantastic on the picks.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I do backups as Alfred's pick. That's great.
You got to stay on theme.
It's kind of funny what we see come in. A lot of times there's a lot of usernames that are like support or license admin, but then it gets fun like this, and I think these are really good. So I just hope it's a fun look. And I don't think you miss copying, hundreds and hundreds of lines, because
I do not miss the copying and pasting and formatting. I'm like, this only fits on this page. And then you and Maddie don't want to flip through 3 pages of mostly what, like you said, like tech admin, so-and-so worker or something. It gets boring. So I think that maybe the numbers.
Yeah, this is the way. And I know it's a lot of work the other way. Hopefully this is a little bit easier for you.
Definitely.
I really appreciate that you do this, by the way. So it's kind of weird to have you do the Who's New. So
I mean, it was like one of my first tasks when I first started at Veeam. You were like, I think I want to let this go. Are you interested?
I'm like, welcome to the job. Okay, let me show you this copy and paste here. There's a lot of ways you can do it. Honestly, you could probably do it with AI and put it in the chat GPT thing.
We'll give it a human touch.
Yeah, the human touch. But next week, Maddie's back, but we're in Latin America. I have no clue what we're going to do. I think Maddie and I will be able to record. I'll be able to record in the hotel before I go, but I don't know her schedule. So we'll have to figure that out.
We will see. Busy times.
Indeed. Safiya, thank you so much for being on the recap with me.
Of course. Thanks for having me again.
All right, everyone. That is it for today. We will see you next week on 231, and we'll be having some fun.